Alrighty, g'day everybody. Quick sound check, folks. Sounds like I'm coming through. Tony, Logsy, Headshot, Richard, Nicholas, Brandon, Mandy. Very good, thank you, folks. Alright, let's jump in. So, welcome everyone. Bogdan, welcome. Anne Mould, Tara, welcome. Ashtonada, Apollo, Sculpture, very good. So welcome anyone that is new also. If this is your first Traders Workshop, then welcome and hope you enjoyed. Hope you get something out of it. Now, let's jump in, folks. Specularix and anyone else that I've missed, missed saying hello to. Jay, very good, just got in. All right, folks, so tonight's workshop is on the Trader's Roadmap to Success. Should have had an apostrophe in there, shouldn't I? So one of the things that traders often find, and I've highlighted this in the Trading Lab, is that unlike a medical degree or an engineering degree, there's no roadmap, there's no curriculum to trading, there's no standard roadmap or there's no study guide, there's nothing like that. So quite often traders just go it alone. So I thought this would be appropriate for not only newer traders but intermediate traders as well, to see where you sit on the roadmap. So let's jump in, folks. So the Trader's Roadmap to Success. G'day, Moosin. So understand the realities of trading. So the very first thing, understand what trading is all about. So quite often traders don't know the steps involved. So where do I start? Where do I begin? Traders often have unrealistic expectations as to what they can achieve in a short amount of time or what they can achieve in 6 to 12 months. So often there's unrealistic expectations. Many traders, many new beginning traders have valid intentions. But, as we said before, they just don't know where to start. Now, I was no different when I first started as well, folks. I had a little bit of help initially. So there's generally no standard curriculum to trading. How do we trade? How do I trade? Because there's so many moving parts in trading as well. Trading is a multifaceted approach. So there's many traps and rabbit holes. Who's been down there? I've been down there. Been down there with both hands. All right. G'day, VJ. Many traps and many rabbit holes. My education's probably cost me, 10 times more than it should have. Because there's a few traps that I got involved in. Blown accounts, that's quite common. Dominic. And many rabbit holes. We tend chasing something that may not be suited to us. So we spend time, precious time and energy chasing something that may not be suited to us. So, for that reason, many do not survive the learning curve, okay? Many traders start out with valid intentions. They just don't survive the learning curve. So, that's all well and good. So how do I get started? How do I get started trading? I'm serious about this. I want to do this. I want to make a bit of a change. I want to plan for my future. I want to achieve something that not many people achieve. So how do I get started? So the very first thing is a preliminary education or understanding of markets. Now, if you go back and have a look in the Trading Academy, Module 1, once again, traders' mistakes. Very good, Greg. One of the biggest mistake for traders, the biggest reasons for failure, was lack of education. So how do you get started? Primary education and understanding. So the very first thing is have valid intentions as to why you trade. Ask yourself, why do you trade? So is it to buy the next latest Mercedes? Is that one reason? Or to to buy a 5-carat diamond ring for the ladies, or whatever the reason. Have valid intentions as to why. Have a look at your intentions, because I can guarantee if they're shallow, now I'm not saying anyone's reasons are shallow, but if they're not perhaps grounded, you will not last the journey. Because when we don't get that Mercedes or that 5-carat, within 6 to 12 months, we're going to give it up, okay? Whereas if we look at the bigger picture and think long term, it will give us staying power. So, very first thing, watch Module 1 in the Trading Academy I put together. Module 1, setting the stage. Why? Because this will tell you what trading is all about. These are the realities of trading. Be realistic in your expectations. So we've got the valid intentions, but what are your expectations? If you expect to replace your income in the first year, then they're probably not realistic. If your expectations in your first year are to learn, to start to be consistent small account, demo account, then okay, that's probably a little more realistic. I'd probably stretch that out to 18 months. So how do I get started? Begin to know what the steps are. So I'm going to give you an overview of what those steps are tonight, or today, or this morning, this afternoon, wherever you may be. So begin to know the steps involved. So one of those is start treating trading like a serious business. Trading is a serious business. If you want to be serious, if you want to be a serious trader, you're going to need to trade with serious money. We're not just talking 10 or 20,000 either. If you want to be serious in your trading business, you're going to need to trade with serious money. Start on your trading business plan. This is different from a trading plan. Now, I've outlined in the Trading Academy exactly how you do this. Start thinking from a business perspective. Create some goals. Module 2 and 3. What do you got? Start creating some short-term, medium-term, long-term goals for your trading business. Create an action list. Slowly work your way through your action list. Create a high priority, medium priority, and low priority. Start your trading education. How do I do that? Go through the Trading Academy modules. Start working on your money management. Use the risk managers. Start working on your trading psychology. This is all important. It's never too early to start working on your trading psychology. And in fact, some people say you should be learning about trading psychology before you start to trade. Okay? Now, here's a good one. Be very selective with what you study. Be very selective with what you study. Study what you can see in practice. Study what you know, not just you know, study what you see from others that works. The methods that I teach in the Trading Academy are the same methods that I use every day in my streams. So be very selective with what you study. Begin to look at your charts, live charts. Start to get a feel in simulation or demo. So in order to begin to gain a feel for price movement. Now, initially, it may all just seem like a whole bunch of bars, squiggly lines on a chart. But after a while, you'll start to gain a feel for price. Remember the analogy from the Trading Academy. Module 1, the analogy of the doctor or the engineer. Could you imagine a doctor after 6 months and a couple of weekend courses? Could you imagine him starting to practice some sort of method of surgery? Could you imagine him trying to remove an appendix? Could you imagine his weekend course of advanced heart surgery? It just doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way in medicine, doesn't work that way in engineering. And trading is no different. So in the Trading Academy, I've outlined some of the typical time frames that it takes to be successful as well. So we need to do our degree, and then we need to do our internship, just like the doctor or the engineer would. Even the medical student, he does his training. He doesn't instantly go out and start to practice. He's an intern, learns the basics, masters the basics first. Then as his skill increases, he's then allowed to participate more and do more things. So continue your trading education. Start applying what you know. So there it is there. Start applying your knowledge. Internship. Start to identify what's starting to resonate with you. So do you like breakout trades? Do you like pullback trades? Do you like other momentum type setups? Begin to identify what resonates with your personality. And when you start to begin to identify what resonates, start to create trading plan. Start creating your playbook, setups that you like. You hear me talk about playbook. Start putting together your playbook of your trades. Start creating processes and rules that make sense. Make sense to you. That's all that matters. But not just rules that sound good, look good, feel good. Rules that you know work. Continue to develop a feel for price. Learn to master the basics. This is one of the absolute fundamental necessities of trading. Learn to master the basics. If you cannot read a chart properly, if you don't know where your setup is appearing, you'll be taking low probability trades. So take special note here that at this stage, not one trade has actually even been placed. So if you can't go through and follow these processes, then your chances of success are going to be very limited. Now, a lot of us do it the other way around. We start trading live, and then we come back around and do it. That's okay, as long as we realise where we're at. And if you want to know where you're at in your learning, go back to the Trading Academy, Module 1, and look at the 4 stages of a trader. And that will tell you where you sit in your trading journey. So, continuing your trading education. Seek out expertise if required. If you think that that's necessary for you, if you feel it's necessary, or if you want to seek out expertise, why would you do this? If you're having trouble bringing it all together. If you want someone to create the roadmap for you. So engage with a mentor if required, and especially one that has a style that resonates with your own. Engage a mentor that you feel comfortable with. But expect to do the hard work, and plenty of it. expect to significantly fast track your learning. Okay? Those of you that probably know that I mentor privately, and I mentor through Forex Signals as well. And there's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of work. But we're able to significantly fast track the learning and create a detailed roadmap. It's not all important, but the option is there as well. So how do I get started? All right. So continuing your trading education, the application. Now, start proving up your edge. How do we do that? By back testing. So continue to define your edge and your methodology. Start trading your edge in demo or sim. Start applying sound money management. Start to get used to good money and good risk management. Start trading according to your rules. The rules and your methodology is no good unless you have the discipline to apply it. In other words, trade according to your rules. Journal your trading activities. Last week we had a look at one of my trade journals. Euro, British pound. You saw the way that I did my journal, my chart journal, so that I can go and review my trade. How did I do? What did I do right? Where can I improve? The only way you're going to find this out, folks, is to journal. So prove you can trade your edge in real time. Prove it up. So once profitable and consistent in demo, start trading live with very small size. So start trading a live account once you're consistent in demo. All right, notice this here. No live trade has been placed as yet. So start trading live. It's very small size. Trade according to your methodology. Start journaling, continue to journal your trading activities. Start working on your psychology, because now you're trading live, there's money at stake. So your psychology is going to stalk you. All right, your psychology is now going to come into play. And it's going to come in big time. Prove that you can trade your edge live consistently. Not just a couple of weeks, consistently. Start sizing up. All right. So start gradually increasing your account size. Incremental. Don't go from 0.01 to 0.1. Go to 0.02, 0.03, maybe 0.05, 0.07, 0.09, 0.1. Okay, a little too quick, come back, drop back a little bit to 0.07. So a lot of you may know this. I've shown this a few times. The iceberg illusion. So this is what people see. What's in the top here? Well, this is all people see. This is what people don't see underneath. And this is not just for trading, folks. Thank you, Nicholas. So down the bottom here, disappointment. And that leads to disappointment. It's not as easy as I thought. That leads then to, if you're still serious, leads to sacrifice. Sacrificing time away from the family leads to failure, which then leads to good habits, more hard work, more persistence, more dedication to your field. Anything worthwhile in life, this is exactly the same. Right? So I went through all this. Right? Anyone that's successful in trading does not start to hit it out of the park straight away. And anything in life, anything worthwhile, this is what it takes. So, excuse me. In summary, folks, that's right, Nicholas. Understand the realities of trading. Start your trading education. Treat your trading as a serious business. Start to think from a business perspective. Start applying your knowledge to charts. Engage a mentor if required. Improve and define your edge in demo or sim. Start trading live. Journal, review, and improve. The feedback loop. And one of the most important things, folks, enjoy the journey and look back at what you've achieved with gratitude. Okay? One of the best and strongest emotions, not only in trading, but in anything. Look back with gratitude. So look back at where you've come from. It's no different to building a business. It starts with 1 or 2 people. 10 years later, it's 40 or 50. Look back at those early days and see where you've come from. When you're feeling a bit down or you've had maybe a losing week, just number one, remember it doesn't last. Secondly, review where things went wrong, if they did, or if the market just wasn't suitable. But also, when you're feeling down, go back and look at where you came from. Look at the successes leading up. So, this concludes our little presentation. One of the quickest workshops for a while. So thank you, folks, for watching. Any questions? And Dominic has said, reward yourself. That's important. Headshot has said, goal setting. Yes, absolutely. Remember we spoke about before, short-term, medium-term, long-term goals. All right, that's in the Trading Academy as well. Thank you, Scott. VJ, if we create a goal that will be pressure again, I'm not sure of your question there, VJ. Now, there's one statement that is so true in trading that I use it quite often, that is that you will pay for your tuition one way or another. Okay, you'll pay for your trading tuition one way or another. Very good, Ashtonada. Thank you, Motion. Thank you. Very good. So you'll pay for your trading education one way or another. You either pay it to the market, or you're smart and sensible about it, and you go through the strategies that we've got here in the academy. You start applying it. You don't trade big. You just keep it small, so that you can learn as you go. Or you engage a mentor, someone like myself. Okay, you'll pay for your tuition one way or another. You either pay it straight to the market. Now, I did part of that as well. I didn't have a mentor when I first started. And those of you that are interested, back in the Trading Academy, Module A, it's either Module A or C, one of the very first workshops is my trading journey, what my journey was like. Right? I just didn't hit it straight off. It took me 3 years to be successful, start to be consistent. Go and have a look. Right? And you'll see some of the things that I went through due to my personality. There's nothing wrong with my personality, but each person's personality has strengths and weaknesses. Thanks, Bluefin. So, Miro B, how do I find a strategy that works? Go through the Trading Academy and start applying. Try a couple of strategies. Try Andrew's strategy. Try Max's. Go and have a look at some of the setups that we look at, with mostly breakouts, because they're the easier type. Right? Go and start to read a chart. Start to build your knowledge up. And be realistic with where you're at in your journey. Sculpture, the journey was very interesting. Yes, you're also a bit of a perfectionist, so that was one of my problems. Okay? Have to deal with that very detailed, very organised. So therefore, what sort of trades suit me? Trades that I can plan. Okay? Right, so each personality has its own strength and weakness when it comes to trading. So I hope that that's given you... There you go. You can take a screen grab of that if you want. Start creating your own roadmap, folks. Any last questions, folks? Yes, you need realistic goals, not pie in the sky goals, because otherwise you won't take them seriously either. Where did I learn, Nicholas? Where did I learn to trade? I was taught by 2 brokers, and I did the Certified Financial Technician accreditation. I did a diploma of technical analysis here in Australia, and I did a diploma of share trading and investment, and I've done a huge amount of short courses, some good, some not so good. So from all of that, I've taken that away and created my own methodology. So I went down the formal path because that's what I thought I needed. Now, don't get me wrong, I've enjoyed everything that I learned, and I use a lot of that elsewhere. I use a lot of that, the knowledge and those techniques elsewhere with my other work that I do. But do you need all of that trading education to be successful? Let me throw that question back at you. You all know now what I've done. And I still study an enormous amount. I study an enormous amount now because I love it. But it's more at an advanced level. So Ashtonata says no. So the question was, do you need years of formal trading education to be consistently successful? So Ashtonata says no, but it helps. It helps me, yes. So one of the things that I'm studying right now is I'm going for my Elliott Wave certification. Okay, so certified Elliott Wave analyst. It's one of the techniques that I love and enjoy. And I do use that elsewhere. I do use a lot of the techniques elsewhere with the consulting work that I do. That's one thing. And I do have my own mentor over in the US. But I've been studying Elliott Wave principle for nearly 15 years. Does it help me in my trading? Absolutely. Do you really need it? No, you don't. Okay? So the answer to the question, do you need years of formal trading education to be successful? The answer is no. Okay? Now, the mentor that I have is more at a mastery level. Right? All the basics, I've covered all that. It's more now a mastery level. So there's different levels of mentoring and coaching, okay? So the answer before is no, you don't need all of that to be successful. You only need one strategy, and you need to be able to read a chart properly. And then you need the discipline to be able to apply what you know. I've mentored students that have one strategy and they just wanted to tweak that, make it even better. So the mastery level for me, Dominic, is trading things like gaps, earnings gaps, right? News reports, right? Not FX news reports. Right? I trade a lot of things. Right? Opening ranges, all of those sort of things. A lot of climactic setups where we make use of fear and greed in the market. So you only need one setup, but you need to know that setup extremely well. Who was it that said, I think it was Bruce Lee that said, I'm not frightened of the person that knows 1,000 kicks. He says, I'm scared of the person that has done one kick 1,000 times. Yes, Detlev, I do. DAX and gold, I don't mind. Scalp those. So we've heard from, some of you may remember, I did a couple of community member interviews. And we might do another one coming up soon where I interviewed a couple of our members on their journey and what they'd learned, how they were going about applying the education. That's in Module C. It's called Community Member Interview. And one of our fine upstanding members has just commented in the chat just recently as well. He was featured. His journey. Okay? So go and have a listen to their journey. Every person's journey is individual. There can't be a cookie cutter approach. Can't be a cookie cutter approach to every trader. One size doesn't fit all. Those of you from Forex Signals that I've mentored will know that it's personalised to suit that individual. It's not just, well, here's my favourite setup, here you go and trade it. Right? It may not resonate with that person. So don't compare yourself to somebody else. If somebody's seeing something and you're not, don't be concerned because you'll see something that they're not. All right, folks, if there's no more questions, we might leave it at that. An early one for a change. Don't forget to review your trades like we've done before. And we spoke about this, the journaling and review. So, folks, I hope you've taken away something from that, something that you can maybe create your own roadmap or tweak your own roadmap to suit, because there is a certain way to do it. Thank you, Sculpture Dominic. So start applying it, folks. If you're serious about this, go and watch this video again. Start to create your roadmap. Okay? Thank you, Miro. Very good. All right, folks. Well, take care. Glad you enjoyed that. Thanks for the comments, folks. And now, and I'll see some of you tomorrow in Asia Session Review. Take care, folks. Trade safe. Trade well. Bye for now.